Alright guys, today's video is going to be an overview of the Moschetto Carcano 1891 Carbine. This one is from RTI. I ordered a B grade, and as you can see, it's actually in pretty good condition. It does have a little bit of rust, a little bit of mold, but is a really nice example. So this one is a FNA Briscia. The serial shows that it was dated 1943. So a little context, starting in 1943, during the German occupation, FNA Briscia would rush most of these rifles out to the troops, German and Italian forces. So they would skip dates, inspection marks, and probably a few other marks that I am not aware of, due to the fact that they just wanted as many rifles out to as many troops as they could. One thing I did find interesting is that the upper handguard was arsenal numbered, as well as in the stock there is an arsenal. I can't remember if they are matching, but it's the first time I've ever seen those kind of markings inside the stock of a Carcano. And as you can tell, that there is mold inside the stock. I don't know how that happens. These haven't been in really humid conditions. Right there, I'm pointing out that this was a FAT Rearsenal 1946. I find a lot of these later Carcanos have a FAT Rearsenal, probably used for the police or just stockpiled. Now that y'all can see that the rifle's fully disassembled, yeah, there's a little bit of rust, not really hardly any. It was real soft, no pitting, well, except for on top of the barrel, but it was still very, very minor. Other than that, it was just a little bit of dirt, fair amount of cosmoline. And here you can see the bore is in really good condition, very shiny, no wear. Now we're starting off with the reassembly of the rifle. The whole bolt mechanism and all around rifle is one of the simplest I've ever worked with. Honestly, I'd probably say simpler than the Mosin Nagant, which is dummied down pretty well. All around, these rifles are probably one of my favorites, Carcano specifically in general. So as you can see right here, I'm using like a finishing wax. I got the idea from Rackham Projects. He's a YouTuber as well, does really good content of refinishing rifles, and he actually makes his own wood stocks. He did a Crag, and recently a Car 98, but an original Car 98 before the AZ. I highly suggest going to go look at his videos. He has a lot of great content. But yeah, I got the idea from his Styrem 95 put together. And yeah, I've just been using it in my rifles ever since. It's pretty good on not screwing up the screws and the screw holes, kind of helps everything fit itself in. Again, I got this rifle from RTI. So these Moschetto carbines, at least from what I know, have been coming out of Italy rather than Ethiopia, which is a majority of their stockpile. Most of those rifles from Ethiopia, as you can tell from other videos, are extremely dirty, gritty, and messy. The ones from Italy mostly just have cosmoline, maybe a little bit of mold, but are pretty easy to clean up, really nice. And they're going for fairly cheap, I would say. $200, $300. Sometimes they'll set them on sale for like $180. I think that's what this one was. It was on a sale. But all in all, these are pretty fun rifles, and you won't find any other rifles around the same price range. Yeah, I honestly say these are like the new Mosin Nagants, like how we used to get them pretty cheap back in the day. These are the replacements for it. And yeah, they're not as easily to shoot as a Mosin Nagant, since you need a clip and certain kind of ammo. But if you get into reloading, you'll probably get the best bang out of your buck for accuracy-wise. Because these rifles do shoot pretty good. You just need to get the proper ammunition for them. And even if it's not the proper ammunition, if you get one with a really good bore, it'll still be quite effective, even with, let's say, PPU ammo, which is undersized and super light. Alright, now that we got the rifle fully put together, I hope this gave you guys some good insight on these rifles, and let's take it out to the range. As for the ammunition that I'm using in this test, they are reloads. I use 160 grain round nose soft point. They are 264, not a 268 like the military load. However, the weight is the same, so they function pretty good, especially out of rifles that have a really good bore. They do not work well in my 1891 long rifles, but I found them quite effective in these little Moschetto carbines.